Hey there, everybody. Appreciate you carving out some time to dive into Popdock with Dynamics Customer Engagement. So, before we dive in, I want you to think about something with me for a second. Think about how technologies like FaceTime and GoToMeeting and GoToWebinar have allowed us to create personal connections with people without being in the same city, state, or even country with them. Yet we've got that personal connection. That's kind of what we're going to show today. That's kind of what Popdoc helps you create a personal visual connection with data that lives outside of your CRM. So your CRM users never have to leave to interact with it, and vice versa. People who don't live in D365 or CRM can interact with CRM data in real time in a very personal level without having to be there. So I kind of want you to get that frame of mind in, and we'll see how that's gonna kind of come together. So when we talk about Popdoc, there are really five key areas that we've seen a lot of our CRM customers really embrace and enjoy. And the first is what we call these embeddable actionable widgets. So to even kind of use another CRM analogy, think of these like virtual entities on steroids. This will make more sense in just a minute when we dive into CRM itself, but it's really embedding real-time data inside of CRM without integration, so it's not taking up any data storage or anything there. There is no integration required, yet you can able to really interact with that data and get what you need to in real time from any system outside of CRM without actually leaving it. If we talk about the Popdoc interface itself, it's a single tool for reporting from any data source. So, for example, I use it to see, okay, how many outstanding opportunities do I have that are out there? So CRM data, how many trials do I have out there? Maybe I can see, okay, some ERP type data, how many orders have come in today? How many customers do we have that haven't placed an order in the last 90 days? Maybe it's connecting to other systems like help desk tickets or e-commerce gateways. So again, you don't need to be a guru in reporting on across any of those systems. It's a single interface, a single function for reporting within CRM and virtually any other application. And the beauty is you don't have to be a user of those external systems to utilize Popdoc and access data. Custom reporting starts to get really cool, especially when we start to look at more of the marketing concepts. So maybe you're managing multiple social media accounts. You're managing maybe some external marketing automation systems outside of CRM. Maybe you're utilizing some email gateways like Constant Contact or SurveyMonkey or MailChimp or all those different pieces. So what Popdoc can do is actually merge data together from separate systems into a single report. So maybe I want to see everybody who followed us across Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Instagram over the last week. I can get that in a single automated report inside of Popdoc without showcasing each of those systems independently. So that's one example, and we'll dive into that a little bit further. The beauty with Popdoc is that all of this data is in real time. So we're querying that data real time from wherever it lives, whether it's an ERP system, whether it's CRM, whether it's tools like HubSpot, maybe it's Zendesk. Again, maybe it's our social media plays. Maybe it's Google Analytics if we're leveraging our CRM data with some other marketing automation type campaigns. So it's all real time, and that's really the beauty of it. And another piece that Popdoc monitors is the data that you don't have time for, or we really call exception reporting. So maybe this is a constant evaluation of any leads that you have without a lead source, or opportunities with no activity over the last 60 days. Or maybe it's customers over their credit limit. And Popdoc can monitor all that data behind the scenes, or again, discounts given by salespeople over the last 14 days. Popdoc can monitor all that data and it can send the applicable and appropriate reporting to whoever needs to on your team in real time, and again, without even having to log in or access CRM or any of these other applications. So those are, again, kind of the five concepts, and we'll show those live in action in just a moment. But the beauty with Popdoc is that you can really access this data from anywhere. So anywhere you can access the internet, you can access Popdoc data. It's also mobile, web, desktop, and we'll even showcase our Excel add-in. So this starts to be really powerful if you have people inside in the field. They need to access CRM data or data from an ERP or other systems live on a tablet or a mobile device. They can do so utilizing Popdoc without having to log into each of those different applications. So we're going to start out inside of CRM. And this is utilizing the unified interface. So if it looks a little bit different, if you're not on the unified interface yet, not a problem. Popdoc also works with the standard interface, so we wanted to focus on the unified interface today. So we've got our account called Giordano's, so a large pizza chain, and they're utilizing Popdoc to bring a lot of the external data they have from other systems right inside of CRM. So we're going to go ahead and click on ERP orders. Now what we're seeing here is real-time Business Central data embedded inside of an iframe, inside the form. So these are only invoices and accounts. These are only invoices that are tied to this particular account. So we've got some parameters there. So as I were go to change accounts inside a CRM, this data is going to change with me. So I'm only seeing invoices and orders that are tied back to the Giordano's account. Yet, as you noticed, I've got customization and flexibility here. So again, it's kind of that visual entity on steroids component. I can move data points around. I can take out columns. I can add columns back in. So all in real time, I can go back and again pull in and update my Business Central data. I've also done some grouping here. So now I've got, okay, revenue numbers by location. I've got my totals by location and my subtotals. If I wanted to go ahead and add some filters on this, I could slice and dice this data even more. So the beauty is these users can utilize this inside a CRM without ever having to call IT, without ever having to call anybody, and they can get just the data points that they need. So if I want to see, again, just orders from this week, this month, this quarter, I've got all that flexibility. Let's say they call me up about a particular invoice number. I can go ahead and search 40 inside of 4011. There we go. Inside of the search engine, so I might have had hundreds of invoices there. And now I've got just the one that they're calling me about. And if I have here, so you can see first off, we've got the invoice header. But now I can dive deeper on that and look at each of the line items within that. So I can say, okay, here are all of the products that we had within this order. There was so much sausage, beef, and chicken. There was X number of quantities, confirming all the details within that invoice. And you can also take that now to a completely separate system. So now we're taking BC data and we're combining that with real-time USPS shipping data on to tell us where this order, where the shipment's at in the supply chain process. So when did it leave? What are the stages it's at, and when will it or was it delivered to our customer? So real time, without accessing these systems, I've got two different data points coming together. Now, hey, if I have Business Central access, I could dive back further into this data if I want to. Popdock can make data actionable. So if I go ahead and say, hey, I want to open up that exact invoice, take a deeper look at that, and talk through this with my customer, I utilize Popdock's go-to actions. And again, if I've got Business Central credentials, I can see exactly what's going on with that invoice, confirm any details. But the beauty is back inside CRM, I don't need to be a Business Central user to access all this data in real time. So that starts to be really, really powerful. And hey, let's say that customer wants to see a full-blown report of this. The beauty is I can export this directly into Excel. And when I do so, all of the formatting, all the slicing and dicing that I did inside of Popdock is going to flow directly over to my Excel spreadsheet. I could send this report right to that customer. But we can also take that same concept to a different level with Popdock. So Popdock has an add-in that's in the Office 365 marketplace. So anybody who's a Popdock user can simply log in here at any point in time using that username and password, and they can pull back any list, any report from any system, whether it's CRM, whether it's an ERP, whether it's the marketing or social media type campaigns we've talked to. Zendesk is a very popular one. So let's say I want to look at, okay, maybe I've got outstanding tickets for my customers in Zendesk, or again, maybe it's the same customer and they're wondering, okay, what do our Zendesk tickets look like along with our pending orders and invoices? I can easily flip that data into Excel. And again, I don't have to be a Zendesk user. I don't have to have any access, and I've got that in a real-time report with all the sorting and filtering and functionality that I need to. So pretty powerful. Speaking of Zendesk, let's take that another way. So if I log back inside of CRM, so far we've shown you kind of that CRM to ERP example. But we can take this outside of even the Microsoft world. So all the other systems you interact with inside of CRM, Zendesk is a very popular one. So again, now I'm seeing just open tickets for Giordano's inside of Zendesk. I've got all that same functionality. If I want to filter this, if I want to search for tickets about just a particular product, for example, I can do that. I can dive deeper and look at any audits or collaboration or comments that people have made on that ticket. But we can also do some pretty cool things given some of the Zendesk actions that I can truly in real time update priorities, statuses on the fly. So with Zendesk, this is actually more of an integration type component, is that now this priority has been updated not only inside of CRM, but also inside of Zendesk. So that's been updated across the board. Again, this data doesn't live inside a CRM. It's not taking up any of your storage, but you can work with it, interact with it in real time, and even if you're utilizing Zendesk, make some updates in that platform in real time, and you've never left CRM. If you want some data visualization, Popdock's got that covered for you too. So we can showcase here, we're looking at a great little breakdown of, okay, our top product sales, revenue numbers tied to them. And again, as I change between accounts, as our date and time parameters update, these numbers are going to update too. So we've always got real-time access. All right, everything we've shown you so far is tied specifically to this account. Yet, if we want to roll that up to a more macro level, we've got that option as well. When I dive into, again, a different widget now, I can look at, okay, invoices across the board inside our company. So I'm now looking at invoices across every customer. So every invoice coming out of Business Central. So again, if I need more data, more details, I'm going to slice and dice this and look at, revenue numbers by month, by quarter, by location, by customer. I've got instant access, and again, I'm never leaving CRM. Same thing like we saw in the one specific to Giordano's. I can group. Maybe I want to look at customer name. Maybe I want to toss this into a quick little visualization to see that data a little bit differently. I can do this all in real time. Popdock's updating on the fly. I can flip it back to a list. I can add fields. It's that easy to do. All right, so now that we've kind of shown you this data live inside of CRM, let's show how we got here. So now we're going to flip into Popdock itself. All right, so now when I dive into the Popdock interface, you're seeing where some of that magic happened. So let's take that invoice one. So the one we kind of saw throughout our Giordano's account. Here's where that list started inside of Popdock. So here again, all those invoices with some of the date and time parameters. Again, we've got that filtered down. It's going to be that specific. Yet, here's where that's coming in real time. And I can slice and dice that as much as I need to. Popdock can also take this to virtually anything inside of the Dynamics family. So we've got Business Central. We've got Finance and Operations, GP, Nav, D365 on-premise, or obviously CRM online. And when we talk about that, just to kind of clarify, that's really everything inside of the customer engagement family. So it's sales, it's service, it's marketing, it's field service, it's project service automation. And the beauty is with our dedicated connector, we can tap into everything under the sun inside of D365. So you saw a great breakdown there. Now we're pulling back leads, and we just updated that from accounts, again, in real time. So as any new leads come in, as any of those ratings or preferred contact methods are changed, we're going to see those updates. But again, I don't have to access that platform. All right, so if we scale this back to even a higher level, okay, now we've got our, how did we get to this piece? So we'll go ahead and showcase, okay, how did our connections come on in? So we've got dozens of connections built out in this environment. But the beauty is with Popdock, we've done a lot of the heavy lifting for you. So we've got dozens of pre-built connections here. We talked about things like Constant Contact, and there's the entire Microsoft Dynamics family, Business Central, Nav, F&O, GP, D365, everything covered across the board, plus a lot of other systems that commonly need to interact with CRM. Additionally, if you've got virtually any cloud application with a REST API, Popdock can tap into, and we can bring that same level of reporting and insights together there. Or if you've got some legacy data that's on an on-prem environment somewhere out there, as long as that data is SQL based, there's a SQL Server connection with Popdock, and we can probably tap into that data too. So virtually any data source, any system, Popdock can start to bring together with Dynamics for you. So once we've got that connector built out and we've got our lists, how do we get to that kind of, again, widget type component? Again, the beauty, we've done a lot of the heavy lifting for you here. So once I've got that report built out, so we saw our one with our Business Central invoices. If I dive in further, first off, we can define, okay, what functionality do we want to enable for our users? So we allow virtually everything inside of that demo, but you could really get as restrictive as you'd like to in allowing, hey, what do you want to allow your users to do, and what do you not want to make accessible? So you've got a lot of flexibility, and again, this can vary based on the system, based on the report, based on what you're bringing in. Parameters. Again, a really key component here, because this is the trigger as we change accounts inside of CRM. This is what's going to update the data that we're seeing inside of that Popdock widget. And then to embed it, again, it's literally as easy as going in. utilizing Popdock's code generator, and there's the exact iframe language right there. So we embed that data in the form inside of D365, so there's no solutions, nothing like that to worry about. We simply utilize the iframe language, and we can show any data inside of CRM. Vice versa, we can utilize the same iframe to embed CRM data inside any other application that'll support an iframe. So this can go, again, both ways. You've got that flexibility. It's completely limitless. Alright, so now we show you how we got to the widget level. Let's showcase a couple other pieces that are really popular. So first off is the ability for Popdock to produce an API endpoint for any system and any list that we've built out. This is really powerful because one, we can not only use this for integration with Smart Connect and our dedicated Popdock connector, but this can also be consumed now by higher level BI tools like Power BI or Tableau. So it can really be that engine behind the scenes that's funneling your higher level BI analysis, metrics, etc. Also, I talked to you earlier, if you remember at the beginning, about kind of this exception reporting concept and monitoring the data that you don't have time to. Here's where that piece comes in. So we've got a automated report here. So leads without a source. So every lead inside of CRM, we're sending this to a particular email address every day at 7 in the morning. So without me having to go inside of CRM, without me having to actually even pull a report, I get that report emailed to me daily. But again, this could be really any combination. And again, I can slice and dice that however I want to. Maybe I only want that at the beginning of every week. Maybe I just want it Monday through Friday. The beauty is, maybe this is opportunities that, again, don't have activity over the last 60 days. Maybe it's customers in my ERP that have gone over their credit limits. Whatever the system is, you don't have to be a user of that application, and you can really filter this as many ways as you want to. So maybe one person's managing company A, another person's managing company B, or different salespeople or customer service agents are managing different accounts or territories. All this reporting could be segmented that way, so they're getting only what they need, only what's applicable to them, but it's on an automated basis, right into their inbox, right with that report attached. They don't have to access the system, don't have to be a user. Popdock's giving them the data they need to take action on right away. There we go. Now it's going to be ready to rock. So as we kind of circle back to CRM, I want you kind of to think about where we started. So we kind of utilize that FaceTime analogy, and again, giving you a window and a personal connection into, again, friends, family, in another place. That's kind of what Popdock is doing with CRM. We're giving you that real-time interaction, that real personal connection to any data outside of CRM without ever leaving CRM, so that your salespeople, your customer service reps, your field service agents, whoever it might be, they have all the data they need, whether it lives inside of CRM or whether it doesn't, to give your customers a better experience, to deliver a better experience to those potential prospects, and to make your organizations function better every day. So appreciate you guys taking a little time to see Popdock in action with D365. If you have any questions or want to dive into this concept further, we would be happy to do so. Thanks everyone. Take care.